Now, the fight against rising obesity levels appears to be being lost in Kent. If figures showing hospital admissions are anything to go by, doctors are warning the NHS is struggling to cope with a 31% jump in the number of people who need treatment that's been caused by being overweight in the last year alone.
Nearly 18,500 people were hospitalised in Kent last year, and the impact of morbid obesity is equivalent to the effects of lifelong smoking, reducing life expectancy by between 8 and 10 years. Well, tomorrow the government introduces the sugar tax, which is designed to help reduce obesity over the long term. Our political editor Helen Catt reports.
So these are my old pair of trousers. These used to be tight on me.
David Breaker from Gillingham likes to say he's half the man he used to be. 6 years ago, he'd spend 14 hours a day gaming and weighed 32 stone.
It started because I went to the GP. He saw that I was putting a lot of weight on and he went, "Dave, I'm giving you maybe 5, maybe 10 years if you're lucky, and you're probably going to be dead of a heart attack." Scared the hell out of me. I was so scared.
He sought help from a specialist group and even had gastric surgery.
Probably the hardest thing I ever done in my life, because you totally change everything you have to do. I had to change how to eat, my mindset. I went for counselling, group therapy, changed my perception around food. And now, thanks to that, I've now got a life.
But NHS figures show the number of people being admitted to hospital with obesity-related conditions is on the rise. In the year 2016-17, there were 4,173 in Medway, a record high.
Basically, the increase is down to the fact that for years now we have been very negligent in doing anything about obesity itself. The government has various ploys up its sleeve and has been running them since 2012, but actually there have been very little achievement.
The government hopes that will start to change with the sugar tax on fizzy drinks, which starts tomorrow. Some, though, have other concerns.
Here in Medway, we've seen cuts to both our public health funding. We've seen our GPs under crisis, with people struggling to get a GP appointment. So even if somebody wants to take some positive action to try and change some of these issues, they're going to find it hard to be speaking to a medical professional.
As for David, he's now a life coach and volunteers via Medway Council to help others who are starting the same journey.
Well, our reporter Helen Catt is in Gillingham now, and Helen, from tomorrow the sugar tax comes in, but what else is the government planning to do to stem this rising tide of obesity?
Well, I should start by saying that we did try to contact Medway CCG and the Conservatives who run Medway Council to take part in this piece, but they weren't available to comment. The sugar tax, though, that comes in tomorrow is the government's flagship policy on tackling childhood obesity in particular. It'll see us pay 18 pence more or 24 pence more a litre on drinks, depending on how much sugar is in them. What campaigners would like, though, they welcome this, but they would like the government to next look at takeaways and fast food, which I'm told is a particular problem here in Medway.
Helen, thank you.